He tenses for a moment and then jumps the distance, smoke trailing from behind his feet, as he brings the Gormal overhead in a giant sweeping arc.
I would like to dodge.
Oh, she bought.
On 10 dice. So he leaps overhead, and then his foot catches on one of the braziers, flipping it and spilling the coals everywhere, and he flips over so his ass is kind of flying towards you. If you do not also dodge, you may be hit by his ass. He flies past you. He flies past the two of you. He lands against the wall. There's a clatter of shields and swords. And he falls, looking backwards at you, Hiromi. And he's like, this is most unfortunate.
Do I win?
He glares at you a little bit as he stands up and, brushes himself off. And then, raises his arms and armor.
Yeah.
And now he appears to be waiting.
Knock some shit at his face.
He has a shield. I have taken your measure, and it is time to end this. And bright flames burst from around his Gormal as he drives towards you.
The idea of the whole fight was to take our measure. When are we done?
Yeah.
He didn't think it through the most. He swings the Gormal at your head. You can feel the speed and power enhanced by something.
Mm-hmm.
But you slip to the side, and furthermore, you back up in such a way that he keeps overextending.
Mm-hmm.
He's overextended to the point where the Gormal can't be swung at you again. He's put himself out of position kind of badly. But he turns, swiping around, attempts to bash you with the shield.
At what point do we jump in?
I haven't been hit yet, so...
No, he says he has the measure
You
of us, and he's still
barely managed to dodge out of the way of the shield. So now he's sitting there, and he put himself out of position again, which means he cannot use his Gormal or shield on the next turn.
And that means that he is...
Yeah, his back's to you. He can't really attack you well, and he can't use the shield for defense. You have an opening. You can see his glowing, fiery butt.
Showing your skills is one thing, but you need enough control to not get swept up.
Yes, I think the spirit of this duel, is over now. We should stop and go see the Wing Lord.
He's looking at you over his shoulder, his back completely exposed, his shield out of position.
Mm-hmm.
So you throw 2 handfuls of shurikens at his exposed back from close range. They expand rapidly to head towards him. He's moving, he's turning around, he can't get the shield in time, and it looks like he's completely open, and then he just smiles for a moment, grips his Gormal, and 2 tiny red sparks shoot out from it, interposing between the handfuls of shurikens, and exploding in detonating bursts, sending them flying in all directions. You have overestimated the success of your companion. He has recovered himself and is ready to continue.
It makes one of us.
He is going to start glowing with flickers of red fire around his body as he swings the Gormal at you. And he swings at you again. Hiromi just took it hard. It is blasted backwards across the room, slams into the far wall, and slumps to the ground.
Shori's gonna step forward and shout, Talon Lord, restrain yourself. This combat was established for a purpose, and I think that purpose has been fulfilled.
Ooh, aggressive Shori.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he turns to you and says, make me.
Alright.
That fuck.
Shori draws her sword and kind of nudges you and steps forward.
Roll.
Does that mean I can step forward too?
As in, let's go.
Oh, okay, I was like, what was the
Stamina.
nudge?
Herman's gonna be like, no, guys.
And you're stunned for a while.
Yeah. My honor is bruised.
So is your chest and your face and your back. He's going to go for Shori. I'm sorry. He has an opinion. You don't look that powerful. He is going to dive straight at you, Shori. It stops short, staring at your shield, and stares at you, asked, what sorcery is this?
Stand up straight and look him in the eye and be like, I told you to restrain yourself. Shit!
But since Shori's distracting him, I kind of want to slink out of his view. But I want to use the braziers, the light in the room, and I wanted to use my staff to take the brazier and try to flip it to hit him.
You don't have to slink behind him. He's turned towards Shori.
Okay.
You extend the staff. Brazier kind of thump.
Second brazier.
More like first brazier again. What was that noise? Flip, 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 slam. Brazier, coals go everywhere. There's a radiance of coals around him.
Mm-hmm.
Not a glowing coal radiance.
Right, to rush up and attack his arm.
Right. It slices at an opening on his arm, and he bumps his shield with the Gormal to kind of interpose it, and barely manages to avoid it. You two fighting would just take forever. He is going to turn and try and leap and swing at you, Namira.
Okay, like as he's jumping in the air, attack his open belly.
So as he's flying through the air towards you, you extend your staff out. Your staff also glows golden from the charm. Slam into his chest, which he did not expect. Like, basically punched two holes in his chest, from which gray dust begins spilling. He goes to bring the Gormal down on your head.
Damn.
He's going to bounce you off the ground like a cap.
Cap.
Top. Jack. Any of the things you would bounce. He is completely open, breathing heavily and severely wounded. His ears on the floor, holes everywhere, clatter of weapons around you, chest burning with arrows flying upwards in a strange, unguided attack or something. It's hard to put it together. He yelps a little bit in pain as you slice into his back, and some gray dust just like seeps out of the wound. And then he turns, beginning of the next round, to slam his Gormal into you.
Right.
Becca's in this round.
Yeah! And I gotta go first, motherfucker.
You are bouncing up towards the ceiling as he turns around to bring the Gormal overhead at Shori.
As I'm heading my way up to the ceiling, I'm going to flip backwards, use my feet to push off the ceiling to tornado spin.
Tornado or torpedo?
Torpedo, torpedo, doesn't matter. I turn and then dive bomb in one giant mega attack through him as he's turned around because he doesn't think I'm there.
He has no idea that you are anywhere. He's focused on Shori. He's going to end this and then figure out what to tell people later. You slam down, slamming your staff through one of his shoulders and out down below, impaling him. But you push yourself so hard that you slam onto your face and roll.
Yeah.
And he's standing there with his arm up and looks at the staff. And there and sand and dirt is just pouring out. He looks at you in the eye and is like, I suppose I may have overdone it. And starts turning into dust. And collapses to the ground.
He was huffing and puffing and